What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Grey Man Operations. Today we are going to have a bit of a rant and attack some controversial topics. We're going to be talking about gear, particularly that kind of gear and that kind of gear. And I'm going to say some controversial shit in this video that is definitely going to upset some people, but that's the reality of it, because I do believe there are a lot of people who are living in, I hate to say this, but they're living in the past. Guys, before we get to that, as always, another Patreon giveaway. I'm giving away one of these Nightcore NUP30 sling bags, as well as an MRE from Arms and Outdoor or Dave Shear, as well as a Canic gift bag to two of my patrons. One of them is going to win the Nightcore pack and the ration pack or MRE, and another one's going to be in the Canic gift bag. I give away that gear to my patrons every single week. At the end of October, I'm giving away a Mechanic red dot, a red dot I've been really impressed with. It's going to be relevant to this video because we're going to be talking about gear. So if you want to become a patron, it's the first link in the video description below. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, it is the first comment. Okay, let's start it off by saying something that is going to offend a lot of people. Good gear makes you better. However, it doesn't make you good. That's very important. And I will give you an example, right? If you took two people of equal skill levels, 100% equal, they can either both be equally useless or equally talented, and you outfit the one with a revolver from the 60s, and you outfit the other with something like this, who do you think is going to perform better? Everything else being equal. We're looking at gear in a vacuum here. We're only talking about the gear. So everything else is equal. Who do you think is going to perform better? The guy or the woman with a better gear? Gear makes you better. It doesn't necessarily make you good. I want to talk to you about plate carriers, because I believe plate carriers are the most hotly contested gear item for civilian EDCers like myself, and more likely like yourself. There is more infighting in the EDC community about plate carriers than I think there is about anything else. Now, the reasons I own a plate carrier, okay, in South Africa, now this is primarily for South Africa, guys, but if you are international, maybe give it a watch. There might be some relevance to you guys as well. My plate carrier journey started at the end of 2021. When we had the Durban riots. Now, if you don't know what that is, riots in Durban literally brought that entire city to a standstill. There was literally people, civilians, on street corners wearing plate carriers with their rifles and shotguns protecting their community. If you had asked those people 2 days prior, do you think you would ever use your plate carrier as a civilian? They would have probably said, you know, it's good to have one, but I'll probably never need it. When that happened, that sort of opened my eyes to, hey, this can actually happen, especially in South Africa. So that's when I pulled the trigger on a plate carrier and I began to educate myself accordingly about overt or emergency gear. I like to think of overt gear as emergency gear, because as civilian EDCers, the only time we're going to use that shit is in an emergency. The second time it hit home for me that I needed a plate carrier was a few weeks ago in Cape Town, when we had the taxi riots. Now, the taxi violence, shall I say, brought Cape Town to a standstill. There was no warning. Nobody knew. We literally woke up that morning thinking it's just a normal Thursday. And by the end of Thursday, people were literally stranded in their cars. They were literally stranded in their offices. They couldn't get home. They had to sleep at their offices because of the violence caused by the taxi strike or the taxi association, whoever caused it. I'm not interested in who caused it. Okay, there was absolutely no warning, and pretty much everyone in Cape Town got a WhatsApp at some point saying a group of rioters are heading to your area. My plate carrier has ballistic plates in it, which means my sensitive areas are protected against most caliber ammunition. that gives me a distinct advantage, regardless of any training. Whether I've got no training at all, I'm immediately at a distinct advantage. My belt allows me to carry more gear. I can carry med kits, I can carry spare mags, I can carry defensive blades, I can carry flashlights. It allows me to carry more gear. This is the importance of having this emergency gear available. It's not something, you are not going to go patrol your neighborhood wearing these things, or you're not going to shop with it or things like that. It is not for the everyday situation. Another instance where plate carriers might be important is if our power grid collapses. I'll tell you now, that's chaos. That's anarchy. You have no idea. That is Book of Eli type shit. Okay, it's going to be survival of the fittest and the most prepared. Will our power grid collapse? I don't know, but I'll give you an indicator that South Africa has not had one single day without a power cut in 2023. And we are in October. So we are in the midst of an electricity crisis. And I'll tell you right the fuck now, if we have a power grid collapse, it is going to be Armageddon type shit happening here. Okay? We are not equipped for that kind of thing. My EDC philosophy is mindset, skill set, gear set. If you don't have the right mindset, no matter what skill set or gear set you have, you're not going to be a benefit to your community. If you are someone who's scared of his own shadow, no matter how many courses you do or what gear you have, you're not going to put yourself out there to fight the fight. If you don't have the skill set, which is the second most important thing, the second most important thing to mindset, right? You are not going to perform as you would have desired or as someone who has the proper skill set and mindset, okay? If you don't have the gear set, if you don't have your gun on you, if you don't have the relevant gear in order to perform, in order to maximize the performance of your skill set and work in conjunction with your mindset, you're going to perform suboptimally. Someone might have the right gear set and skill set, but not the right mindset. And so they won't perform at all. Or they will freeze, in which case they are not of any benefit. Okay? So when you're preparing your EDC, think mindset. Am I willing to push the limits to protect my community? And when I say community, it could mean your household, it could mean your neighborhood, it could mean your building, whatever the case may be. Do I have the right skill set to complement my mindset? Do I have the ability to do what I want to do and do it well? If you want to be a protector with a firearm, do you have the ability to do that? Then do I have the gear set to work in conjunction with a mindset and skill set? Have I upgraded my gear to maximize my capability? I'll tell you right now, because I've seen it personally in my real life. I've been on a course where I was asked to help out with training a group of women. These women have never shot a firearm before in their lives. One particular woman was using my Glock with a red dot on it. She significantly outperformed all the other women when it came to accuracy. Now, it's not because I was instructing her, because I was just helping her along. All I told her was, you say that target, look at the target, put the red dot on target. When the red is on the target, pull the trigger, do nothing else. That is what a red dot effectively is. Remember, guys, no one's going to be at your gunfight. You're going to be alone at your gunfight, more than likely. And I'll tell you right now, if, and hopefully never, but if that gunfight does come, you're going to want the best gear you can get. You are going to, in that moment, regret not having the best gear you can get, because gear will give you an advantage. As you saw from the earlier shots where I put my plate carrier on and my battle belt on, it doesn't take you 30 minutes to put these things on like people think it does. It's a matter of seconds, okay? You might not always have that time, but you might also have that time. And if you have that time, would you not want to give yourself the best opportunity? Guys, what I want to say is, if you see people buying gear and they don't have the skill set, right? Maybe they have the mindset, but they don't have the skill set. Do not insult them. I read an article, and it was a South African written article where the first, I think 3 paragraphs was insults about people who buy gear. How does that benefit our community? Instead of making them feel like an idiot by writing articles and calling them out on Facebook, which seems to be like the most common popular thing. It's like the EDC community is like the very first line is, in order to be an EDC, you must call people out on Facebook. Fuck that fucking shit. Okay? This community has enough shit to deal with. Instead of being that guy, rather be the guy that says, dude, you've got that plate carrier now, okay? Let's get on some courses. Let's use that shit, okay? Because that's a freaking... awesome plate carrier, or you got that battle belt, or you got that red dot, or you got that trigger upgrade, or that weapon light, let's get on a low no light course. At least then we are using it and it's kind of fun and we're actually learning something with this awesome gear. Let's give away some gear. Okay guys, you know how it works by now. I take a list of all my patrons. Currently we have 145. I take those names and I copy them and I paste them into a name randomizer. This basically randomizes the order of the names. 145 names in the list, which is the right amount. I then take the numbers that correspond to each name and I copy those and I put them into my random wheel of names. Paste those there. Just make sure there is 145. There is 145 entries. I'm going to shuffle them and then I'm going to click. So the first click, this is the winner of the Nightcore sling bag as well as the MRE. So number 136. So number 136 is going to be, let's see, 136 Erwin R. So well done to you, Erwin. I will get you set up with that Nightcore sling bag, and then I'm going to give the Canic gift bag to Caleb Hairbottle. The reason for that is this order here is actually the list of patrons who are the oldest patrons to the newest patrons, and as I said, everybody's going to win eventually, and Caleb's been a patron for almost a year now. So Caleb, I want to hook you up with something, so I'm going to give you that Canic gift bag as a way of saying thank you. So well done to you guys. Let's switch the view and we can end off. So well done to those Patreon winners, guys. Remember, like I said, I give away gear on Patreon every single week and month. The way we do it is 1 month we give away 4 small prizes like we did in September and now October, because I didn't get the video out last week, and then 1 month we give away a big prize, which is usually a red dot. So join up if you want in on that. There's no one in South Africa giving away gear on the scale I'm giving away gear, because I want you guys to be kitted out with the best shit. Guys, I know it's a ranked, but I feel like it's needed. I've also had a really stressful week with power outages, and we had no water for a few days. It's been bad, man. But next week, I'm going to take you guys to Johannesburg. We're doing some training with the guys from Canic. I recorded it. It's going to be really, really cool. So check that out. And then I've also got some holster reviews coming up. The new Southwest holsters, King Cobra. I'm going to be reviewing that, as well as Shinobi Kydex, Canic holsters. So we've got some fun stuff coming up, so please consider subscribing if you enjoy this kind of thing. That's it, guys. I'll see you soon. Have a good week. Be safe. Train hard. Cheers. God bless.